Hello, y'all. Welcome back, or welcome to another episode of Live, Laugh, Lily Kincade. I love doing these podcasts. I low-key kind of feel, I love it because I feel so official when I talk with my microphone, and it's just so fun to get to talk about emotions and talk about life together. I'm still in LA, and I'm freaking out in a good way because my next song of my album comes out Friday, like literally 5 days. 5 days from now, 5 days from Monday. It comes out Friday, 4:05, and this song is the oldest song I've written that's on my debut album that I'm working on and slowly releasing songs off of. I started writing this song in April of 2021, and so it's just like crazy to me that it's finally coming out. Like, oh, you guys do not even know. So like I feel like I'm overwhelmed, but in a good way. Does that ever happen to y'all? Either way, hi, I love y'all and I miss y'all, and I'm excited for this new season and this next chapter of life because I feel like good things are on the horizon. It's a good season. We're making the best out of it, and that's what I wanted to talk about today because I was going through things. I still want to do like a back to school advice, even though it's kind of like people are like, school already started in August, but more of like I'm going to niche it down so we can do one about friends. Like I get a lot of questions about how to make friends or how to like know if your friends are good for you and stuff. And so I need to like dive into that, but I always make sure everything is something I'm like currently going through too-ish because we're going through this together. Like that's the thing too. People always like assume I have the answers. I don't know what I'm doing either, but I think that's beautiful. Like I used to be young and I used to think I mean we are still young, but there's a quote, I think it's by Oscar Wilde, maybe I need to find this, but it's like something along the lines of like something where it's like when you're young you know everything, like you're young enough to think you know everything because you don't know what you don't know. There's a song in there, don't worry, I've been working on one anyways. But yeah, like we're going through it together and I think that's beautiful. But I wanted to start off with a little quote because today we're talking about the messy middle, which this is a phrase I've heard online before, and like the sticky middle. I think there's definitely a lot of books and different things about it, but I saw a quote recently by Brene Brown talking about that, and I love her books. I literally have like 2 of the books over there. But I feel like I'm in a season of life where it's like the messy middle. I feel a lot of my friends are in the messy middle. I've DM'd a lot of you guys, and you guys are also in like the weird, sticky, messy middle. Even in terms of like the season, we're in this weird middle season before fall, before winter, but it's not summer anymore. It's September. It's a weird messy middle. And the messy middle is where a lot of people stop. A lot of people stop and they give up or they get discouraged. And it's like the trenches. We're in the trenches, basically. That's the messy middle. And I just kind of wanted to talk about that today because I just, I'm hyping myself up too. Everything I say, I'm always preaching to myself. But it's been like, okay, we're going to dive into this. I need to read the quote that I found first. Okay, I'm reading the quote, and then we're going to discuss the messy middle and like kind of some tips I'm doing and my plan of action that I'm going to use to get out of this messy middle. And also, it's not even get out of it because this season is a special season for a reason, but it's more of to really make the most out of the messy middle, Okay, real fast. The quote is by Brene Brown. Like I said, her books are amazing. Read any of them. They're amazing. Anyways, the middle is messy, but it's also where the magic happens. Let me repeat that. Take notes. Screenshot this. Write it in your notes app. Write it on a sticky note and put it on your bathroom mirror or in your car. I do that. Do I look crazy? Maybe, but you know what? I love it. I literally have one right here on my computer, and it says, God is within her. She will not fail. Anyways, okay, let me read the quote one more time. The middle is messy, but it's also where the magic happens. Brene Brown. I love that quote because, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of in a messy, I feel like a lot of people are in a messy middle, but it's where the magic happens. So even for me right now, like work-wise, when I'm making music, right now it is like a weird, messy middle. I am fully independent now, managing myself, which is great, and I am in a process of like we're finishing the songs for the album yet. So it's like that weird middle where it's like, okay, the excitement is kind of worn down because I know the title of the album, I know the plan, I know the songs, and I have a timeline. So like the excitement of like, ooh, this is fun, well, it's still fun, but like, ooh, this is like, ooh, this is a perfect title. Like that's kind of worn down. And now I'm in like the trenches of like, okay, I got to get this song done. Got to learn how to make a website. Got to learn how to make merch. And I'm so excited. I would not want it any other way, but it's definitely like it's a challenging season. It's a challenging season because, you know, you really have to work even when you feel like you don't want to, because you have to know that that is just like fears blocking you. Like me, it's like, I am so excited for this debut album to be out. It's literally like, I'm working on making a vinyl, and I'm working on designing merch and cover art and stuff. And it's like, this has been a dream of mine since childhood. Like, I know I'm going to sob my eyes out when I get this vinyl, but right now it's kind of like, okay, time to bunker down, time to like hustle, time to really get these songs as good as they can be, like get my vocals as good as they can be, get the production as good as they can be, make sure every lyric is fine-tuned to exactly the perfect, what's it called? Exactly the perfect, trying to think. Why can't I think of the word? Exactly the perfect, phrasing. Oh my God. Brain freeze. Exactly the perfect phrasing. But, you know, it's just interesting. It's interesting because this is the time where people give up, and I'm not giving up, and you're not going to give up either. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to encourage you and encourage myself today that no matter like what your circumstances may seem like, they're temporary. Like we're going to get through this middle. Like that's something I've learned is like, I used to try to outrun the uncomfortable parts of life, or like the uncomfortable seasons or uncomfortable feelings. Like I used to be like, oh, I'm going to avoid this. Oh, I'm going to distract myself. The title of my first EP, that whole EP, the Distracting Myself EP, was literally about that season of my life where I would stay so busy so I didn't have to think about my emotions, so I didn't have to slow down. And now that I'm, you know, a little bit older, have a little bit more perspective, I miss those times. And I was like, I really wish I could go back and be like, Lily, take a deep breath. You are where you are right now for a reason. Time is going to move. That's the one like fact that we all have, is like time is going to move. Time is going to move. So no matter what, like this season you're in won't last forever, and take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Like in the messy middle, take advantage of it. Like, have you guys ever cleaned out your closet or like your bathroom or like your makeup? It gets way messier. It gets messier before it gets cleaner, but it's awesome because you're able to, it's like a refresh. Like I always think about that. Like I love analogies and similes. It's just the writer in me. I love writing, and I love like analogies and similes and like parables. I just love it. Okay, I'm nerding out. But what I was going to say is like, I love like deep diving and cleaning, but it gets messy for a lot of time. Like usually I'll clean out my closet every season or kind of try to reorganize. And I swear, like literally I'm 2 hours into taking everything out of my closet. My floor is covered. I can't see it. I can't see the bed. And I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Why did I do this? But I'm like, you know what? I got to keep going. That's the messy middle. Like that's a good analogy of like, that's what the messy middle looks like. But after you persevere in that season, you are going to feel so much lighter, so much cleaner, so much more focused. And all of that hard work is paying off. So whether it be, you know, you're at a new job and you're just really trying to get a hold of everything, like it's going to pay off. Whether it's school, maybe you move to a new city, it's going to pay off. The messy middle is the time where you need to just focus on your goal and not distract yourself, because that is the easiest way to forever be in the messy middle, is to distract yourself. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I have been like very isolated in a good way, meaning like I'm very selective with who I hang out with, very selective with how I spend my time, even like with what I'm consuming or videos I'm watching. Like I'm trying to really just make sure everything in my life is adding to it and motivating me to be the best version of myself and to be the person that God says I am and the person that God created me to be. And it's you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge when our attention is being pulled a million different ways. But if you just stick with it and really focus down on the goal, it makes the messy middle parts like worth it. Like, you know, like that's how I am now. So I make these like movie edit lyric videos. If you haven't seen them, you should go watch them on YouTube. I love doing this. And so I'll find clips from different movies, and then I'll do like essentially a lyric video for my song. So I'll find clips of the whole song. And of course I'm making that for my album. And so I literally wrote, this is what I've been in the process of doing. This is what I mean, messy middle. I made a whole checklist and I was like, okay, I did this song, this song, this song. What are the ones I haven't done yet? And like, it's overwhelming at first when you look at it, But I've started to make some progress, and it feels really nice. So if you're in the messy middle, here are the things I've been doing that I think could probably maybe help you. Sorry guys, this episode is just a ramble rant because I needed to ramble rant. I love electronic. I love a good like checklist. I love my little reminders on my phone because I always have it with me, so I really like that. But I want you to get a piece of paper and physically write it down. There's something so therapeutic about physically writing down everything you have to do. It is truly life-changing. Write everything down that you have to do for this project, whatever it is. Maybe it could physically be cleaning out your closet. Whatever it is, I want you to write it down right at the top of the paper. And then I want you to give yourself like a time limit. That is the big thing of how to get out of the messy middle, is you have to give yourself a time limit. Otherwise you'll stay in there forever. Like for example, if I'm cleaning out my closet, it's like, well, I need to sleep in my bed tonight, so I have a day because I need to, if I can't see my bed. Or it could be like, well, I'm going on a trip, so I have a week. Oh, I have a friend come over, I have 2 weeks. Like something like that. Like for me, I know, you guys don't know yet, but I know the day that my album's coming out, and I know the day that the singles prior to the album are coming out. So I'm like, okay, I have to do these by this day. So I'll write down what I have to do, and then I'll give myself a time limit. And then depending on how much time I have, I'm going to break it down, and I literally will like draw lines and be like, okay, today I'm doing this. Next week I'm doing this. The week after that I'm doing this. Break it down into small chunks and really just focus on that. Break everything down. Like if you really think about it, like it just, when you see the big picture, it can get overwhelming. So in the messy middle, you need to break everything down to small chunks and just accomplish one thing at a time. Don't worry about getting everything perfect. Don't worry about trying to rush and have everything done super fast. Just worry about the small little tasks, break them down one at a time, and you'll get there eventually. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just kind of wanted to inspire y'all. I don't know what, it's a good energy. It's a weird energy. It's a new energy, but I'm here for it. And like Brene Brown said in the quote, the messy middle is the magic. Like I'm trying not to also rush. Why is the light so weird? I'm trying to also not rush through the season because I know that this is such a magical season. Like I'm in the process of making my debut album. I'm only going to get to do that one time. And so no matter what it is for you, it could be moving to a new city. Embrace it. Like I'm trying to like slow down and be like, okay, like this is cool. I'm not going to try to rush it. Like I'm here for a reason. I'm right here. This moment isn't going to last forever. So take a deep breath and just appreciate where you are, because it's not going to last forever. And if you can persevere and keep going through the messy middle, you're going to get to the other side. And that is something that not a lot of people can do. That's why we have, 90% followers, 10% leaders. You're a 10% leader. I believe in you. I'm serious. Just so exciting. I just love y'all so much. I do. I love y'all so much. And I'm so excited for you to hear 405. And like, I'm just excited to like be able to do this with you, because it does get lonely. Like, I'm spend a lot of time by myself, and I love getting to share this with you because it's just going to make it like, when success does happen and I'm able to tour everywhere and meet y'all, it's going to be so much more like special, because we're going to remember like these moments. And I don't know, I'm just really happy. I'm not going to cry. I'm really excited that I get to like share this with you guys, because I don't know, it just makes it feel more real. And like, I can't wait to meet y'all. Seriously. Anyways, hope you liked today's little ramble rant. I'm excited for you to hear 405. If you haven't pre-saved it, I'm going to put the link in the description, as well as my P.O. box. If you want to write some letters, I always write everyone back. So you can send me a letter and we can chat. And you can get a copy of my book too, is down below, and all of the socials, everything. Yeah. Always let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about or anything you're going through. You can DM me on Instagram anytime, or in the comments, whatever. It's my favorite part of the day is getting to talk to you guys. And it's people are like, oh, is it somebody else doing it? I'm like, no, it's me. I literally love DMing you guys. So anytime. But I love y'all, and I will see you next week. In next week's episode, 405 is going to be out. So I'm excited. But okay, we have to say the Kincadian affirmation before we go. Ready? Today is a wonderful day. I am confident because I am a problem solver. I always have options because I choose to be optimistic. Today I will learn something new, laugh, and make a difference in someone else's life. I love y'all. Have a beautiful, beautiful week.